lady who was in the industry. I will not mention her name because I don't remember her name. Otherwise, I would.
I think I commented
mention
on
her
that
name.
post.
You saw that?
I did.
So you know what we're talking about?
Yes.
What was her name?
I'm not saying.
Ah,
and I'm just not gonna say because I don't remember. Otherwise, I'd say. You know me.
Well, you should tell him
say.
so that way we know.
Yeah. Huh?
She's a regular. That's why I'm gonna call her a regular.
I like that.
I'll take that.
She's a
And she
regular.
was basically saying that the only thing that really matters to her is going after the bag.
Okay.
And anybody that doesn't understand that could pretty much be gone.
Well, you know, people have their own loves and own vices.
Right.
Right. So you can't be upset with somebody for having that mentality for if that's their love. You know, like you can idolize anything. You can idolize everything from money to companionship to friendship to sex. You can idolize whatever you idolize. Alcohol, drugs. So if that's the thing that they idolize, money and getting more money, well, it's kind of hard to be against them if that's their plan.
But you saw the video, so speak to what you saw.
That's why I want to know who it is. Maybe I can talk more about it.
speak. No, conceptually, you're right, but
Is this the same video where she said that he needs to give her like $10,000?
Whoa, that's a different.
Is that the same one? Is that the same one?
That's the same one.
Okay.
That sounds like a different conversation.
Well, no. She's talking about the bag.
conceptually, you're right.
It was for me.
She mean coochie currency.
Coochie currency?
Okay, so that bag. That's
fair.
different. Yeah,
Coochie currency because again, back in the day, prostitution was illegal, and this was my comment. Prostitution was illegal. Social media has now made it like a thing.
Really?
well, first of all, Instagram is a strip club.
I
Right.
thought
It really
since
is.
marriage
It
started.
really is. But when you just said you can't be mad at someone who chases their vices like that, you absolutely can.
As who?
You absolutely
As
can.
who? Someone else?
No,
Like,
you
that's their
absolutely
life.
can because again,
I'm
it's
sitting
one of
back.
these things that if you're influencing
Okay.
and you're calling yourself an influencer,
Okay.
then you have the absolute responsibility.
No, I would agree with that. That wasn't information.
So
I was
I'm gonna
given.
be mad when I see stupid
Okay.
shit like that,
Right,
and
right.
I'm gonna tell them like straight up, like, come on now,
Right.
the moral of you, and I understand. I'm 50,
Right.
I get it.
She like, you know,
And
get
she's
what?
probably
currency is
20
not-
some
what do you
years old.
get? You get-
Times have changed.
Okay.
Right.
Times have changed. We no longer value marriage. We no longer value those things like
Fair
that.
point.
We value the bag. We value shiny shit. We
Or
value
influence,
material.
or
Or we think
fame.
influence is
Yeah.
fame. We
Right.
think
Right.
influence is fame because they get the money quick, but they have no sustainability, no substance, right?
Well, reality TV works in the same element.
It does, but reality TV is more. That's a real job.
Okay, they do get
You know,
it.
Is it, though?
It is a
They
job.
get a check, but their job just entertainment. Not saying they're all acting, but they're definitely overexpressing themselves.
But here's the thing. So we've gotten to a point where we have really glorified the concept of, I won't say selling yourself, but I'll say we've glorified the concept of by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
it wasn't
by
easy-
any means
Yeah.
necessary.
Right.
Pad in your pocket.
But it wasn't that easy to make money then.
What is then?
Then, 10 years ago even. You're talking about now cats with no job could go out on Uber. They could live. They could make money. They could deliver stuff. They could have an OnlyFans page rubbing their feet together. They could be on the social media influencing, getting a check from social media platforms. So it's a lot of ways to make money now that was just different just even 10 years ago.
But,
Right,
at,
but
what
don't you
point,
have-
at what point do ethics and morals come into play?
Right,
Or do they?
when do you
Or
start
they? Or do
compromising?
they?
It depends. In everything, right? You talk about, so unfortunately.
Will you
this-
take your shirt off?
Not this very moment, but
But I mean, for thirst trapping on Instagram, if you were going to get paid, would you now take your shirt off at your age?
Well, it's just not
and
my
at your,
thing.
but at your stature, would you?
I personally would not. Right?
Why?
But just because that's not my representation that I want to portray.
But if you're
Okay.
going to get a $10,000 bag,
But that's just that doesn't go over my own ethics and morals.
20,000.
Right? It doesn't matter. If it
50.
doesn't go by, give me about a meal ticket. Dog.
but like Gerard J said, what is that limit? When do morals and ethics take a place? Like,
But everyone doesn't have it. Not no attack on music industry, but let's be real. The music industry.
Oh, here we go.
The music industry.
Go ahead, say what you're going to say. Because
I mean, you got some messaging that people are putting out through music that is totally against ethics and morals and influencing our children.
let's take away the music industry. Let's
I'm
just
just-
talk about people that's trying to
Acting.
make music. There's a difference.
We're talking about messaging. We're talking about
There's a
messaging.
difference.
Melinda, say that one more time.
It's not that music industry. It's people that's out there trying to make music. There's a whole difference.
I would.
There's a
I said
whole
in the.
difference.
So in the just pretty much in that matrix called
Yeah.
music industry. Not saying any music industry executive or ownership level. I'm saying there are artists that put out music content and messaging that really goes against what our values and our morals, and we allow our children to be influenced by that.
No, we don't allow.
How can you prevent it?
By,
Music is everywhere.
By teaching your kids.
See,
and I'm gonna be honest, my children, they see it, but they don't buy into it.
Go ask the kids at their school.
But again,
that's you.
I can only be responsible for mine.
Right, but what I'm trying to tell you is maybe they're not doing it in front of you. That doesn't mean that they're not doing it. I was that damn kid. Who wasn't?
You was watching Pornhub?
When I was little? Hell yeah, I was. That's a whole nother story. That's weird. Man, look, I was one of those people who my first babysitter was my babysitter was my first quote unquote sexual partner. You know what I'm saying? I was having sex at 9. So I was molested.
Wait a minute. So you were molested?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So now you're talking like. Well,
that shit just got real deep real quick. Hold on.
Neighborhood, though, when I came to the neighborhood, I had the same portrayal that I didn't want to get my ass whooped for what happened at home.
Okay, fair enough.
So nobody knew the type of kid I was, but I was cussing. I was what? Obviously, I was fucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking. I'm cussing. I'm probably drinking some drink every once in a while. Hiding. You know. Yes. I have 5 children. My youngest is 13. And no matter what you instill upon them, when you allow them to be out in the world, to have access to social media, to have access to the internet, to have friendships, do know that they're influenced more than what you ever could, because you just give them the lessons to that level. The influence comes over from those who are their peers. That's my personal advice.
Melinda, how many children do you have?
Suggestion.
4.
What are the ages?
27 twin girls, a 16-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
Oh, that 12-year-old is real.
And I'm going to tell you something. Social media is not their influence. Their friends aren't their influence. You know who's their influence? Me.
Okay.
So you have 27-year-old twin girls.
Mm-hmm. Isis and Isia.
Awesome.
So, okay, and you've been in the industry for 30. So you've been in the industry pretty much their whole life. Mm-hmm. And if you put your twin girls next to some other women that are the same age that have never had that type of exposure to the things that you've been exposed to, do you think you have different people there, or do you think you have people that are built from the same type of cloth there? If you put your twin girls stand up against the wall, grab 2 other women that have never seen or experienced the industry at all, are those 4 people in the same mindset?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Because my 2, just because I'm in the industry, they're not.
Okay.
They do modeling, they do runway, they do stuff, print models and stuff like that, and they do they don't do anything without clothes. Like, they turn down any rap artist that tries to get them to do videos, they turn them down. They don't play that game, but they understand their value, because why? I'm their influencer.
Dig that.
You know what I mean?
That.
So when my kids play that game, they see the difference, and they actually like, damn, that's crazy, Mom. Like, they really know the difference. So to take 2 people that's never been in the industry and put them next to my daughters, you'll see 4 young ladies just sitting there, innocent. And I'm not gonna say innocent. I'm gonna say they didn't buy into that.
Copy that.
How about this? Have you shared industry stories with your girls?
I have shared some industry stories.
Okay. Not the craziest ones, but
Not the
some that
crazy,
will open their eyes.
Yeah, the thing to be mindful of, to watch out for.
That's
Because even when
interesting.
I was growing up, I was singing, I was in studios, I had to do that. You know, men back then would shelve my project if I wasn't sleeping with them. It was like all this. So this was something from way back that was conditioned to know what not to do. Okay. So it takes people a little harder, a little longer, because we don't take the easy route. And my kids watched me take the harder route. So they get, I think, more of a respect. They see more of the, I'm an actual influencer to my children.
Awesome.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Not to get too deep, but
No, but
I mean, it's okay.
I'm confident in that with my kids.
Right.
And that's the thing I say, we have that power to do that with our children. And unfortunately, we do have social media that allows teaching, YouTube that does teaching, because our parents aren't parenting.
Right.
Our parents are working sometimes.
Right.
Parents are just too tired, or the parents are trying to be friends with their kids.
Well, that's the worst.
There it is. That's right there
worst.
is something that I have a problem with.
Right.
And I think that nowadays, parents are getting younger, right?
Yeah.
Your grandma's 34 now, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Grandmothers are 30s, exactly.
I saw,
great-grandmama's my age.
real story. Last Friday, I was at an event with my homeboy. Shout out Isaac Keys, was in town. We was hanging out and went to some event. And there was a woman there who I was told was a grandmother.
Okay.
And she couldn't have been more than 37, 38. But she was dressed like she was like she had a mission. And I was like, that's somebody's grandma? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can't imagine my grandma
Well, your grandmama didn't look like that.
There's no way. Like, you know what I mean?
When my grandma became my grandmama, she didn't look like that.
Yeah.
My grandma had like long nightgowns. And
Her grandma had long titties all the way down there.
That was my aunt. I had Aunt TT. She was 4'10". Her titties was 5 feet long.
And I don't remember my grandmother like ever being out anywhere. Like, I mean, I'm sure that they were. We didn't know, but I'm saying like this grandma was outside, and I'm talking about with a whole like situation happening.
Right, but she wasn't grandma.
Nah, hell no. Nah.
Well,
you know what I mean? So I think that has a lot to do with it. And I mean, it's one of those situations to get even deeper into it. I don't have children, right? Okay. And I'm actually, transparently speaking, afraid to have children in the terms that we live in right now.
Gotcha.
I have nieces and nephews. Okay. But now I think to myself, how would I be able to deal with the things that that society presents to children nowadays, or the exposure that they have to anything at their fingertips? And how do I circumvent the messages that come from all of that? And is that even possible?
Well, you do know some kids were born in slavery back in the day that were black, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Imagine that.
Right. But that wasn't, that's true. That's true.
I would put it like this. I would say the world as we know it now is pretty difficult.
It's very difficult.
And the element of slavery, I can imagine it was a lot worse.
Listen, I'm not going to speak on that, but there's a big difference there because they didn't have, the influence was the home.
Yeah, but they made
and it was controlled environment.
But you got to think about this too. But you got to think about this too. But you got to think about this too. In that day, they didn't know anything else. So when you don't know nothing else, you have nothing to compare it to.
Well, now we're in a age where kids know everything. They have access to all information.
That's my point. So they also know. They also know what another type of situation looks like. In slavery days, they didn't know what nothing else looks like.
Right. So I think sometimes what we do when we judge, especially the youth and the teens and things like that, is that we really don't understand that their frontal lobe doesn't develop until they're 23 to 27, right? Just physically, our frontal lobe doesn't develop until we're 23 to 27. What the frontal lobe is consequence. So yes, as a child, you can learn right and wrong, right? You know right and wrong, 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 right and wrong. You make a decision, but you're making it without understanding consequence. In your world, consequence is a spanking. In your world, is consequence is punishment. In your world, as a kid, your consequence is something taken away from you. In our world, of consequence is life or death sometimes.
I ain't getting no spanking until 25 years old, though, Cole.
Well, I'm just making a statement, but you still, if you were living at home, you were chastised. In whatever realm it was.
But still not at 25, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you was at home at 25.
But I get your point. But it's like,
do you have any of your kids? What's the oldest your kid was with you?
They're still with me.
All of them. Okay. So, do you ever do anything like take? See, I cut off the Wi-Fi.
Time out. Your 27-year-old twins is with you right now?
Yes.
Just chilling?
They're chilling because, well, not chilling. They're working.
Do they watch cartoons on Saturday morning?
No,
Are they dating?
Yes. Yeah, they're dating.
Okay.
Now, how does that work?
Right. You be like, okay.
Boy and girl meets boy. They date.
But they got to come. I'm going to my mama crib. Like what?
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I think women could get away with that. Dudes couldn't.
No.
Like the way
the parties at the Santiago house.
Yeah.
It's not just that.
Wait. Let
the reason is because one, with the inflation and everything out there,
it's crazy.
These kids are drowning out here. I mean, adults are drowning out here. So,
but is that why? That's a very good point. That's a good segue.
Hold on. Airbnb if they try to get some loving.
But is that why? The concept of chasing the bag has become so imperative.
No,
it's for popularity.
They're chasing the bag for Birkins. They're chasing the bag for the shiny. They're not chasing the bag to go get financial wealth.
Right.
They're not chasing the bag to go invest. Now, let me say it. I'm not going to generalize.
Right, but just
not all. There's some women that are
out
here doing this, but they haven't been financially conscious about money. They don't know what investment. They don't know Vanguard. They don't know growth funds. They don't know Roth IRAs.
Right.
They know none of that. They want to go on a date. And I think that girl
2001
said,
Nissan Sentra.
In order for you to go on a date with me, you got to give me $10,000.
Yeah, that's what the girl said, Cole.
She said,
really?
In order for you to go on a date with me, you need to give me $10,000. He's like, well, can I sleep with you? Then she was like, no.
Currency. I can't hate on her coochie currency.
But that's the mentality.
But that's
she's not the only one that speaks that.
No, this is a thing now.
But that's a small
they're
percentage.
In groups, Cole, they're in groups now comparing each other's prices now. Like they're like, oh, you getting 10,000? Okay, well I'm asked for 12. And they're going on social media making it a thing, though.
That's regular business.
Wow.
Like just because the product is different doesn't mean that the business strategies are not interchangeable, right?
Are you having the same conversation we are?
The problem is y'all are attacking morals and ethics, right?
We're not attacking.
We're not attacking. No, we're challenging. We're
y'all are judgmental of the young lady.
No, what I need is
who got just
I'm not judging.
Let me tell you.
But I want explanation.
Let me tell you.
I want to know.
I think I'm pretty good in bed. I ain't got a $10,000 price tag on myself. Have you ever had a $10,000 price tag? You know, you've been having that vagina for some time now. You know, how about you, sir? Have you
ever done a little
strange? Shit, $10,000. If your value of your coochie currency is $10,000, baby girl, fuck what they saying.
But who determines the value?
The buyer.
No, see,
yes.
she
was
determining her value.
Yeah, she tried to.
She tried to.
But you're worth what somebody will pay you. Let me tell you. You're not worth what you put on yourself.
If you look online, I think it's $3.99. I got the last one. I say it's $10,000. What's the value of it?
I get that. I'm talking about when she says, "Hey, give me $10,000 and you can go on a date with me."
Coochie currency, baby girl.
That's crazy
that's
to
a
me.
lot. I think we should ask the audience. I don't think nobody put a $10,000. She needs a commendation.
Would you pay $10,000 to go on a date?
But I'm also not the customer, right?
Okay.
I'm not the customer for that product.
I'm just asking.
Never. Shit, would I take it? Hell yeah! Let me tell you.
So you would give it up for 10?
Let me tell you, you can put 5 down, 5 after. I'm okay with that because I'm gonna get the other 5.
So you put the deposit down.
Pick
up the back end.
I might get 12 on the back. I might get 2 extra on the back end because I'm gonna do everything.
What if Cole? What if it's not that good, and she tells you it was a breach of contract and I need 5 back?
I mean, then I would definitely give it back to her if she felt dissatisfied. But then I learned my value wasn't 10.
Fair enough.
But I might go.
That is fair.
But on the other hand, I might go in there and get a $5,000 tip, and now I'm like, oh. My value $15,000. You can't be mad at me because I'm like, girl, let me tell you.
And the reality is, no one can place a value on you. Like, you're
Except
priceless.
You.
You're priceless, right?
No.
Meaning, it's like a job. You go to a job interview. You know, what do you think you're worth? You can't afford me, but this is what I'll accept because you can't place a value on your worth. You just, a value on yourself.
I disagree with that. I disagree with
you
that.
You do?
Yeah.
I think someone else does.
I think you're worth, like if you're talking about in the professional world, I think you're worth what somebody will pay you. Period. Especially in our industry, right?
Whatever
you're not worth 20 grand because you say my tag is 20 grand. Right. Because if you charge 20 grand and you never get it, you ain't worth 20 grand.
But if you do get it,
if you get 17 grand,
so you allow them to determine your worth?
No, they do.
Yeah, but that's the way it works.
That's why I'm confused.
Okay, I'm
that's the way it works.
Let's do the same 20 grand analogy, right? 20 grand, you don't get it. Well, obviously you're not worth 20 grand.
You're not worth 20 grand.
20 grand
to whom?
To the buyer, to the person who you're supplying the value to.
So
value is perceived,
but you're allowing that person to place a value on you.
No, see, this is what I don't like, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Am I saying it wrong?
They're no microphones over there.
What are y'all doing over there?
Ain't no microphones or cameras over there. But look, but this is. I'm glad the conversation went here because I have a problem with that newfound mentality, like this whole thing about everybody on social media. You can scroll all day long and all you're gonna see is people talking about what they worth and talking about don't sell yourself short
or
and
how
talking
good
about
they look.
How good they look, which makes them worth. And to me, that's BS because to me, the way you look actually does not enhance your value, nor does how good your coochie is. That does not enhance your value.
In your world.
In my world. You see what I'm saying?
But now you get somebody else whose name is John, who is a John.
There you go. So to that person,
who some John,
right?
And he got the bread, and he appreciates that.
Yeah, but see, that's what we've come to a place in where that is the widely accepted understanding is that I'm worth what I say I'm worth because I perceive myself in a certain light, and I just don't think that's true.
But I think it's true on both sides because whatever number you give, if somebody buy it, now you have a bench line for what you're worth. If you be like, well, truthfully, you can't pay me, you can't afford me, but what are you paying? Well, I pay you $150,000. Well, I'm not moving for $350,000. Okay, bet. Well, your value just went up, right? Because in your world, whatever he said at first, whatever you was thinking, if you was thinking 500, he thinking 150. You end up at 350.
In normal business practice, absolutely.
But that's everything.
In transactional,
that is a
business,
transaction. $10,000 for a date. That is not transactional.
That's definitely a transaction.
That's prostitution.
Well, it's still a transaction.
No, because a date is not sex, not necessarily.
Man,
if
someone's
gonna pay $10,000, they're getting that ass.
Although if I do this,
am I wrong?
If I peel you off, you getting
that ass. You're just not gonna take $10,000 because you don't need to do that.
Right. Honestly, I'm so damn prideful. I'm the dude that wouldn't do it on purpose.
Oh yeah.
I'm that guy. Like, girl, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So
like, you know what I'm saying?
There is no
dick hard to the motherfucker, but I'd be like, nope.
There is no one you would pay $10,000 to sleep with.
Absolutely
one time
not
on the planet.
Absolutely not.
Shit.
If Beyonce says,
I need a court report.
Absolutely not.
Janet Jackson,
absolutely not.
Halle Berry,
absolutely not. About 50 because that shit's.
They're women. I've had coochie before. It's not that different. Like brother.
How about we disagree?
There are variances. There are variants, but it's not where I feel like I need to. I'm not cutting no 20, 30,000. I'm not doing that now. I will say this: we got
like J-Lo is a hot 10 bands for me easy. I asked for a loan, but like, look,
let's dig into this.
J-Lo is in my $10,000.
Okay, but let's dig into this though, because this is a good conversation.
Can I get a broom so I'm not gonna smack the shit out of this
I'm
man?
not. You stupid. But yo,
that's easy 10 bands for me. Just go around the room, like, pass this tray around, pass this shit. I have motherfucking money come from everywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just not. I'm not built that way.
Cole, Mr. Delicious. That's what I'm gonna start
I'm not built that way, and I think that's probably got a lot to do with why I don't like strip clubs. I don't like that type of stuff. I don't like that. I'm a type of person where I need you to like me as a person. I don't give a shit about all of the other stuff. Like if I feel like I have to buy your attention, then that turns me off.
What's your love language?
Words of affirmation and physical touch.
Okay.
Period. Everything else.
I
don't care about gifts.
A motherfucker, you can sit on the floor like between her legs on the couch.
Yes.
She scratch your head and tell you know what? You are wonderful.
Yes. I'm in.
You shoot off the club.
All over the place.
Oh, that's terrible.
All over the place.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't work for me.
You pull a black light out, all over the place.
Yeah.
That's it. Because the rest of that stuff don't matter to me. Like the rest of that stuff is all superficial and pretentious, and I'm not that guy. And matter of fact, not only am I
doing it like, yeah, baby, you real, yes, baby, you know what, you are wonderful.
She probably would. She'd win.
I think you're gonna take over the world, baby.
She would win. She would absolutely win.
You don't even care.
And she might. I don't give a damn. Eyes back of my head, and it don't even matter. And I feel like I'm the king.
You know what,
she could be lying her ass off. It don't matter to me though.
And that goes back to value.
Okay? It don't matter.
So this comes all the way back to what we was talking about, knowing your value, right? So what he deems as valuable, I don't at all, right?
You don't want to be scratched? You don't want to be scratched?
I don't want to be itched.
You don't want your head rubbed?
Tell me I'm great and touch on me. I'm cool. That's it.
I'm my physical touch like 27. I was a 0 to 10, right? I'm 45 physical touch.
Okay.
And then I think it stops there.
Okay.
I mean,
physical touch.
I like the loyalty one. What's the one? Affirmation, service, acts of service.
Acts of service. See, I don't care about that either.
Because I like kind people who are kind to people. That's just a thing. That's me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And if I get some vagina in between, my eyes closed too.
So what about you?
My love language is quality time.
Oh my gosh! See,
that's
you would drive me crazy.
So that one. Yeah,
let me tell you something.
That's not very quality.
Can I move this over here? First of all, quality time doesn't necessarily mean. No, I know. But quality time doesn't necessarily mean you have to be awake. Like, it's time together. Whether you sleep, whether it's just around. It's just time.
I'm with that.
I need this. Y'all, close up. Way to close up. I need you to say this for the women of the world. So even when you're asleep,
that's
you're
still
giving quality time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if I'm holding you, you're holding me, and that's time together.
It really is. That is
viral. You're out of here. It's out of here.
Women gonna hate you, but you're gonna go viral.
I don't care. They hate me.
You are no longer gonna be a manager. Now you're gonna be talent. That's what's about to happen. You need a manager now because this is finna be all over the place.
Now you can influence more kids like y'all.
Yeah.
But you don't agree with that? You don't agree?
Personally, I do not.
You don't agree with?
Asleep?
Yeah.
Hey, we're still together though.
Oh, really?
You know how hard these days be sometimes?
No, I'm not saying just sleep and that's that.
No,
like, there has to be time, but if you fall asleep in my arm, that means everything.
That's like date night is dinner at home. That shit is amazing.
Is.
Every dinner?
It is.
No, not every dinner. But let me just say, but if you have,
you finna, I'll be ready for this because you about to be.
But
they're gonna be outside waiting on you when we leave here today.
But if you have, if you have, now remember, I'm 50. I'm old school. I believe in old submissive ways. I believe in being alpha during work, but submissive at home. Like, so the whole concept for me with this new generation, it's confusing to me. It's downright disrespectful to me because I don't get that and I don't want to get that. I don't want to conform to the new way.
So whatever I disagree with, I lied. I agree with everything you say in the world. Whatever I said
all I'm saying
was a damn lie.
It's that piece right there. It's when men understand, like when you understand your counterpart.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
Everything
I'm agreeing to, I'll give a damn what you say. I'm agreeing. I agree and I agree. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, seriously though. Like, and I think that's where we're missing it. I think we've gotten to that space, and then us older women who actually have the values and morals, we got to do too. Are you crying?
I think so.
There are reasons why. To piggyback off what she's saying though,
right.
There are reasons why our grandparents' relationships lasted for a long time.
Absolutely.
There are reasons why our parents' relationships lasted for a long time. Well, that's part of it too. The options were not quite. I get it, but there are reasons why.
Either Earthel or Girdle. You choose. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, Girdle's mine. You know, so Earthel, I can't.
Can you imagine your grandpa doing this? I mean, man, she got my motherfucking nerves. You know what I'm saying? No, but there are reasons why.
I'm telling you one of them.
Those relationships lasted.
Less options.
It's the stuff she's talking about.
Yeah.
It's the morals and values and principles behind it.
But at the time, women didn't work.
But they didn't, but they did. They worked at home.
They did work at home.
Let me rephrase it. I am not decreasing the value of a stay-at-home
they did work
wife,
at home.
housewife, anybody who. If you're a union together, you put in work.
Right, but then back in the day too, we felt safe with our men.
Right.
And our men was actually providing.
Right.
And men were taking care of that so we could take care of what we could take care of. So that dynamic together is why it worked. The women knew their place, the men knew their place.
And then women started making money, and then what?
The women had no choice.
But just make a statement. I want to
say wait.
Women had no choice.
I was trying to travel down the lane. You just didn't help me on this one.
No.
But I agree anyway.
No.
The women had no choice. Explain.
Yeah. So in circumstance, as statistics starts to grow, right? What do we know? These women outnumber men.
6 times, yes.
6 times.
6 to 1.
Statistically.
In the world.
That means it no longer exists 1 for 1.
Okay.
I don't know if that's accurate.
It's 6 to 1.
It is. It's 6 to 1. If I'm not mistaken, it might be 8 to 1.
Mm-hmm. In the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In the world.
Statistically, it doesn't make sense anymore for monogamy because the options are there. And if you are a financially wealthy man, your options are here. Your options are here. That's why we that's why we see an abundance of polygamy now.
Right, I understand.
Because women now have to figure out what's the new way for me to even have a relationship. So I'm gonna have to accept a polygamous relationship.
Okay, so
I don't
what
agree
does
with
that
that.
do for
I'm sorry.
I don't agree with it. I'm telling you where we're at.
I don't agree with that.
Either we're gonna be single, or we have to agree for a man to have multiple relationships.
I don't feel like odds matter. I think compatibility does. And I think that where a person is at in their life is what matters. Like, I think you could put certain men in a room with 30 bad ones and they won't touch one of them. Or you could put certain men in a room with 2 average ones and they want them both. It depends on where the man's at in his life.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
You're absolutely right.
And what his likes are.
You absolutely right. But understand this.
Fish?
So let's talk about this. Seriously.
I ain't want to fish dinner.
Gerard,
why y'all got
let me ask you this question.
Okay, text him. You need some more stuff.
What's the benefit of a man to get married now?
Fish dinner.
The benefit of a man to get married now. Whew. Well, that depends on who you ask. But if you're asking me, I would say that it's companionship. It's being with a person that you can grow with. It's also blending families. And it's also blending morals and values so that you can procreate and make more use. That's the benefits to me.
But how about if you're a piece of shit to the community?
Huh?
Why should we replicate more used, right? In that element,
because I'm kind of the truth.
They got two, not you.
Okay, I was about to.
But I'm saying, in the general idea of marriage, what you were saying,
right?
What marriage meant to you got to be careful with that, because if you want to replicate what y'all are y'all valuable assets to the world?
Absolutely, we're compatible with each other for sure.
Because particular case,
but she's asking me, right? I can't speak for me.
Okay,
individually, that's all I can speak for. So to me, you're more powerful when you're a team.
Not like a partnership.
Period. Like that. And so now you can conquer more things in the world than you can by yourself. But again, I can't say I always felt that way.
Right.
You know, there's a certain level of maturity you get to and life experience you get to and all that. You know, thankfully for me, you know, I come from a stock and where I was able to learn some things very early, right? You know, because there's some prominent people in my family that are older than me and they were able to kind of have me around the stuff at 12, 13 years old. So I learned certain things a little bit younger than somebody else might. And I experienced things that some people may never get to experience that I was able to learn and extract lessons from. So for me, and on top of that, I was raised by predominantly women. My father died when I was 9 years old. So I was raised by my mother and my grandmother who established and instilled in me matriarchal values that a lot of men don't have. So that's why I can't go to the next man and be like, you're whack, because you might not have had the same exposure or extraction of lessons that I was able to have. So I was blessed.
So you had dudes like you can't do laundry. You be like, well, how do you live?
Kind of. I mean, yeah, like I can do all that stuff. Right. I can cook.
So you're an exception to the rule.
No,
I don't even know what's the rule. What's the rule?
The rule out. Well, okay, and I say the rule, but the majority out here. So you're a minority in this.
I don't know. Am I? Because I don't know enough people to say that. All I know is this. All I know is that
you know enough people.
Well, yeah, okay, but all I know is everybody has their own set of common denominators and foundational structures that they get from their own life. And I think that depending on how you exercise your abilities to take things from those experiences, that determines the type of person you are.
So you say you don't have any children, right?
No, correct.
So this dies with you.
Well, unfortunately, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
So,
but then again, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if it does, this dies with you.
Right, if it does.
Because you didn't procreate and to instill those lessons. And the more we don't instill these lessons, the more and more that thought process is wiped away.
I agree.
That I agree with.
And that wiped away is what we're seeing right now.
But my thought process might not be the thought process. It might not work for the next person.
Right.
There are people that I know that don't think like me that are still phenomenal people that still treat their relationships great, treat their women great and all of that. They might not think like me. My best friend in the world thinks completely opposite of me. But he's still a phenomenal dude. He still treats his woman phenomenally
and remember,
and all of that stuff.
My question is not about being phenomenal and not being a good guy or not. I'm just saying the benefit right now, because the way the women are moving now, it's hard for women like myself. It's hard for women like Madeline and other women that I know that are in this game, that we're respectful, we are classy, we don't move with
Well, can I say something? And then I know you want.
Go ahead.
There's not a lot of that anymore, and quite frankly, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't have children. Number one, I never wanted a baby mama. That was always my thing. It wasn't gonna happen. But number two, I am a little bit intimidated by some of the ways that women move nowadays, because I don't think it's natural. Now, that does not mean. Follow me. That does not mean that I need a woman to be submissive, because I don't. But I do need a woman to be respectful of not only me, but also herself, in the sense that it's not necessarily about her own perception. And I think that that's a lot of people that get caught in. Because now, in my opinion, you can really get coochie faster than you can get good conversation now.
Absolutely.
You really can. And to me, I get talked to all the damn to me, and again,
where's this at?
What was that? Y'all holding out coochie girls at $10,000. I already got a price and everything.
So to me, especially in the industry that we're in, to me, that's a huge turnoff, right? And to me, now this is to me, right? That's the big turnoff. To me, it's like, okay, well now you've regularized yourself and you put yourself in the same category as everybody else I come in contact with. So why are you special? Why are you exclusive? Like, to me, men want a woman who brings exclusivity to his table. That's the way that I think. Doesn't mean that all dudes think that way, but that's the way I think.
You're 100% right. All men want women to bring exclusivity to them. But they want multiple women to bring exclusivity.
Some of them
sound
do.
like God did it.
Some of them do. You're right. Some do.
Sound like God did it. If the number is 6-1, you can't blame the men no more.
No, some do.
But see, no one's blaming the men.
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that's the temperature that we're in now. So it's like, what do we decide to do? So if I decide, hey, Melinda, you're just going to just be good with being single, or understand the man that you're going to date is going to have other and multiple relationships. And either you're going to have to figure that out, relax with it and deal with it, or just remain single and figure out, okay, because if I go sleep with 10, 15 men, I'm a hoe all of a sudden.
Well, they also probably
even though I'm only dating and I'm
situation.
not even,
They sleeping around also, so you're in the same situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's the piece where we have to figure out. And
So-
that's the decision that's tough for us because, again, when we don't want to just be out there and have a whole bunch of bodies on us.
Well, some women don't
look
give
at
a
it
damn
like
about how many
experience.
bodies they got. Like, they don't. And some women glorify having bodies
But that's
because they
what-
say, well, N-words do it all the time. So this is...
I would say at $10,000 for a coochie currency, I would probably, if I had one, I'd probably do it a few times. If I had a coochie worth $10,000, I might get my numbers up, right? I'm a numbers guy.
I'm a numbers guy. Oh, my God. I mean, hey, you know, like I said,
They're not.
to each their own.
That's true, though.
50 for 50 years sounds pretty dedicated to me. You
I
have
mean,
one
who
a year,
knows?
you know,
At
that shit
60, I
makes
might
sense.
throw it out there and see what
Hey,
sticks.
let me
I
tell
mean,
you-
So, Melinda, okay,
You might want
so
to start working on your...
so being...
my
being
Kegels.
oh, my God.
Start working on the things. Get the coochie currency
Oh,
high.
I'm doing them right now.
Right? Doing right now. Have little balls when you go to work like, hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm doing them. Listen, watch. Be quiet, everybody.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I just did 10.
I'm about to say, best,
You did tell
the
her
best round of poop.
So, being in your situation as a
Yeah.
manager, you manage some people that are prominent, but you also manage some people that rely on the attention from and the acceptance and the admiration from women, right? Because you manage people that are in the R&B world and people where if you're not appealing, you're not selling the records. Let's call it what it is, right?
That's true.
So since you're around that, do you think that has had anything to do with the way you view this whole thing?
Absolutely.
Aha. Okay. Let's
Absolutely.
talk about
I think
Because
Casey and
I get
JoJo
to
did
see
good
it
sales.
I get to see it from both sides.
that. Right.
So when I see it and I see how women act,
Can't blame them.
I can't blame them because I've told my clients, man, if I die, I want to come back reincarnated as a black man. I said it because you guys don't have to work for anything anymore. You guys don't have to work for it. Women just
I
throw
disagree
it.
with
Oh,
that
that
too.
brings up a valid
No.
point. But why the hell are we paying for it?
Again,
Oh.
you don't have to work for it.
Why are we paying for it? We ain't gotta
Meaning,
work for
you
it.
flash a little,
I understand
you
what you're
say a
saying.
little something that
Right.
sounds good, we fall for it
If-
because we're in
if-
desperate times for a man,
Yeah, but-
for a companion.
That's if that's the kind of woman that you are showing off for. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. You also get to a place as a man, and I think you'll be able to attest to this too, where that's actually repulsive. It's actually like for me right now, I do all right in life. What's the best word I'm looking for? I really despise the concept of being categorized for my financial abilities. I can't stand that.
Of course.
And as soon as I know somebody's doing it, they'll probably never hear from me again. I'm that. I don't care how fine she is. And I've been through that before. And
But
to
again,
me, it's
you're
annoying as
special.
hell. Well,
But definitely different.
But again, a lot of men, and I work with men. And again, I watch this. I watch it happen, and it's like it's effortless for them. Effortless.
yeah, I mean, it is.
It used to be effortless for us women. We used to be able to go out and
You still can. Let's not do that.
because
Let's not
Y'all
do
had a
that.
good run now.
no, because we
Let's
have to
start
we
over.
have to be aware of a lot of extra shit
Yeah,
now.
but women choose men. Let's call it what it is.
Women do choose men.
Yeah.
We do.
Men choose their wives, but women choose men.
Right,
Period.
women choose men, and I get that, but it's tougher for us because we are thinking about 20 other things now with that man.
Okay,
Is he
fair.
on the DL?
That's fair. That's fair.
Is he this? Does he
Jesus
do
Christ.
that? Like we
That's
have
like
to.
your first question to yourself.
Right.
We
Damn,
have
we're in bad shape, boy.
We-
We're in bad
but we
shape.
have to think that way.
Okay,
Man.
that's fair though.
Because the last thing we want is to be surprised 10 years down the line.
You'd be like, well, I used to slob on Bob when he was my friend.
I mean, the difference is like it's that piece.
You
Do you know
used
what I
to
mean?
Yeah,
But that's the thing that we also have to worry about.
Okay.
So when we choose men, it's not like it was safe.
But that's even scary. Like now I'm scared, right? I'm scared for women. Like
You guys need to be scared
Like,
because
y'all-
all these
when y'all- like, I
transgender
had
women,
daughters and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
like, you
That's a
go
whole
out to
nother
date,
thing.
And you
they're
gotta-
beautiful.
That's a whole nother thing.
Well,
But we're not gonna do that here
I have a
because
cousin that's one, and she do her thing.
But what I'm saying is it's
She doing her
because
thing.
we are so erratic now. We are so dysfunctional as a society. Like we don't get to make clear choices anymore. Now it's, let's hide away. Let's figure this out because I just can't throw myself out here.
I just
because
think we
all
have
this
access
shit.
to so much information now, right? So now
that's
you
true.
can go as far as your creativity allows.
Yeah.
You can make money many ways based on what your abilities and creativities allow.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's true.
So now when you have limitless options, it's hard to, how can you contain that? How can you
That's why I
contain
said
limitless options?
men have so many options.
But everyone with everything. Like the little rose thing the little toy women got, that shit, like, that's crippling. I don't even know why
It
a woman
is.
would do that, right?
It
It's
is.
gotta be, then you gotta desensitize yourself over time. I don't even know if it got speeds, but it got
It
a lot
does.
to
It has about 5 speeds.
Right, and see, and that's nothing
And a
that
pulse.
a regular human can't do that shit.
No, they can't.
You know, so then you leave yourself with unreasonable expectations.
Or
Can't stand you.
Or-
You crazy as hell.
or
what? What's the or?
you use it at the same time you're with the gentleman.
Okay, then you really
Whoa,
raising the bar.
wait,
a minute.
what?
That's perfectly fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's fine.
It takes a workout. See, I'm 50. That'll save your back every day, brother. Allow that stuff to happen. You want a toy too? No problem. What you want? Which color you want? Red? You
I
want
mean,
baby
again-
blue? You want the green? You want the yellow? You want the copper? You want the steel?
Why do you know all the colors?
Why do you know all the
I'm just
colors?
telling you because it don't bother me.
You over here selling coochie. You over here like ain't no.
I ain't selling no coochie. Don't put that in my
You said if
universe.
you had a coochie, you would sell it.
Oh, 100%. But that's why God didn't allow me to do it. I don't plan on changing mid-level.
You just named all the colors.
I'm not going to get one now. I'm accepting that.
If you're just joining us, this is the Kickback Podcast. Case is out this week.
I don't even know
so
what the hell we're talking
Cole Parker
about.
is here with us, Melinda Santiago, of course, Gerard J. Having a good conversation about just, I guess, values and morals.
Everything.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty
Values
much it.
and morals.
Yeah, values and morals. Great conversation.
And value, yeah.
and
Individual
and-
value
yeah,
on top of values and
yeah.
morals.
And price and coochie price tags. I mean, it's if you
Coochie
missed
currency,
it,
10,000
if you missed it, you missed it. I mean, but you know, I don't know. It's just
I mean, when I leave here, I think I'm gonna put it on Instagram.
Thinking about that.
I'm gonna try it.
Get the
Try
OnlyFans.
what?
They
You
got these women making millions of dollars on OnlyFans and stuff.
I'm gonna throw my feet out because I hear a lot of people
I'm
make
gonna
money
throw
with
my
feet.
out.
Look,
I need that feet website.
I was at a place and this lady, she's got
I
to
got
be
cute feet.
57. This dude walked up to her and said, "Your feet, you got 6-figure feet."
What?
6-figure feet.
What
I'm
is
in
a
the wrong
6-figure
business.
foot?
That's what she said. Her foot was so beautiful she can make 6 figures with her feet.
Oh, she lied.
That's what he said to her. I said she can make. A dude that she didn't even know she had on sandals. She was there, had on sandals, and I'm like,
He
what?
done put you all in it.
What?
6-figure feet. What
That's
they
what
look
he
like?
said. I was scared to look at him. I can't afford it. I stay in my lane. $10,000.
Can someone give me
Unless it's J-Lo,
can
you
you
know what I'm
someone
saying?
give me
Yo.
the foot website, please?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
what
want
that
the
is.
full
OnlyFans.
website.
It's
I don't know
OnlyFans.
anything about that right now.
Madeline, can you help me set up an OnlyFans page with my feet?
First of all, I don't condone this.
Specific one.
Do they?
Oh Lord, I
Okay.
don't condone this.
We about to be rich
Y'all
in
took the joke too
2024,
far.
Madeline. You hear me? We about to get the bag.
Now she got a $5,000 pinky toe. Pinky toe, 5
Cause
racks.
I've done the work. I've done the work, and at 50, I want to lay back and retire. Why not? My feet,
Literally put your feet up, huh?
literally,
Up for sale as well.
but not for sale, for
I agree.
rent, for rent. Rent a toe.
What just happened right now? I don't even know what just
What happened was now we all understand.
What just happened?
that
I
the
just
girl
had an
was
epiphany, and so now I'm gonna go after the bag.
Gucci currency is all right. Let me tell you.
I just realized
Come
I've
to
been
the
doing this
altar.
shit all
I'm always
wrong
willing
all
to
this
save
time.
one. Come on down to the altar. I'm always willing to save one.
y'all are crazy, man. Both of y'all.
No, seriously.
mind.
I'm serious. Like
And you can stay within your realm of comfort, right?
I would never do that.
You wouldn't put your feet up for something?
No, I
Hey,
would
let me
never
tell
do
you.
that.
Well,
It's
Why not?
creepy.
What? To whom?
It's creepy.
You just washing
Have
your
you
feet.
seen these Instagrams like where the guy like they're showing breasts and the
Do that
guy's
one more
in there
time
and
for the camera.
when they're showing
Y'all saw it?
breasts
Okay, make sure
and
y'all
they
I don't condone this behavior.
no and the guy ends up pulling the
They gonna blame
screen
me
up
at
and
the
it's a
end.
guy
This is gonna
and
be my fault at the end.
there's men licking toilet bowls for them and
Whoa,
there's-
what?
yo, it's
I'm sorry,
on
I didn't listen.
Instagram.
I disagree.
You spend a lot of time on the gram. I ain't seen that.
Wait,
Now,
what happened?
No, like
Who's
be-
licking toilet bowls?
So on these, it's like Bigo or something that's on like some website. No, it's
I'm not
called
looking- I'm not-
EEG or something like that. But it's on.
Like Eggo? Like the waffles?
No, I don't know.
They're licking
But
toilet
it's,
bowls.
but it's on Instagram. Like they post it on Instagram, and it'll be a lady like showing her breasts. You would think, and the guy's like saying crazy stuff, or he's licking he's doing crazy stuff, and then the guy lifts the camera up and it's a man, and they're like, "Oh, you asshole," and they click off because it's the creepy shit. It's a lot of creepy shit out here.
I feel like we need a moment of silence.
We do.
I feel like whatever.
I got to reset my
wherever your
You done messed up my
creativity
chakra.
will allow you to go, your options are
Your
limited.
chakras.
Bring it back. Well, I don't know what the hell just happened.
What I'm saying is,
You gotta
it's
be
that
much
that
more
OnlyFans
well-rounded than
stuff,
that.
and that's the creepy
Yeah.
stuff. It's just
Okay.
creepy.
It's only creepy to the non-customer.
That's actually true. Because
If
there's
you a
somebody
feet
that's
person
looking at it.
who loves somebody to rub their feet together,
Yeah.
even if the little scales fall off or got titties that go up in
Scales fall off?
You know,
What?
all kind of shit can happen. You know, depends on what your thing is. I don't know. I saw a chick
Who got
eating car
scaly
seat foam
feet?
the other day on social media.
What?
She was driving down the street eating car seat foam. Like,
Oh, I saw
she was like, I
that.
can't even help this. Like, this is
She
my
had
car.
an addiction to car
She was
seat
like, she was watching a
foam.
movie. She was like, yeah.
Yo, we're
And the
going
guy
to.
was-
We're done.
What?
You don't
Pack
remember
it
that?
all up. We're
Did
done.
you see that?
I saw it.
And then, so my
It
problem
was
is,
My Crazy Addiction. It's some show, but it's on.
it was just Instagram to
she
me.
I'm definitely
eats-
not watching that. Cause
She eats foam from the car seat.
She done ripped that shit open, like, you know. Like,
I
she
guess
got the bag in it, you know.
everybody
and
has
I'm
their
like,
thing, I guess.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. We reached a time where we cannot contain the limitless
We're
opportunities
lost.
for people. They're gone.
We're lost.
It's not that we're lost. It's just now there's no more boundaries.
There's zero taboos,
There's
no
no
boundaries.
boundaries.
There's no nothing.
There's no
It's
boundaries.
go for glory.
Let's go for glory.
So now
go
what
for
we have to
glory.
do is just do our best to pass on the best what we can, instill in our
Go on, Pastor
generation.
Cole.
Told you come to the altar a long time ago. You know, we do our best to instill that, and then we leave it at the altar. No pun intended. We leave it there.
I can't.
Let me ask you this, Melinda. What is the
Maybe
what is
everybody living with you. That's why you like, you gonna do it my way. Talk about, and they love me so much because you better.
As we
No, I'm not. I'm not mommy dearest.
You better.
as we talk about things that are taboo and different,
Yeah.
what's the most eye-opening thing you've seen on the road with one of your artists? No names. Just
Oh,
what's
gosh,
the
that's terrible to
most
tell.
what's the thing that had you be like, I can't believe I just saw that?
I can't.
Don't do
yes,
it.
you can. You ain't gotta
I
say who it
can't.
is.
Don't do it.
We were on the road, and one of my
What? Nobody heard that. Nobody heard what you said.
Hey.
Huh?
my client had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And we were on this old road. We were in Washington, and it was snowing.
Nice.
And we pulled over to someone's house. We thought it was like a gas station, but it was someone's house by accident. And they ran behind it and went shit in the snow. And the guy came out with a gun.
Whoa.
Get out! And so they came. They were
They didn't even
covered
clean
in.
up the shit? That is terrible. Least you're gonna do is clean up the shit. Shit behind my house if you want. First of all, grab your shit and go. Get out of here.
But it was two cars. We were watching it. So a couple of them were in the back, and we were making a commentary because that's what we did. We like as we saw the scene, we saw them running back, and we saw them all covered in snow, like they just had.
Like they been falling.
They had a.
And this is a famous person, right? This is
It's
somebody
even
who
better.
this is
Yeah.
somebody who if you see him, you're like, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
actually funny.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But you cleaned up your shit.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
You better have a baggie.
Grab
But I
your
mean, they
shit
went
and go.
because we thought it was a rest stop, but it wasn't. And
Well,
again,
first of all,
it was.
that's still not the best way to
it
shit
was-
at a rest stop.
Well, hey, he had to go, and I'm
I
gonna tell you,
understand. I would never shit on myself either, so.
it was one of
I'd
those.
been out the little window on the bus, like, let me tell y'all. I'd have got it out of me. Like Kevin Hart on Soul
but that's
Plane.
just, that's just like one. But we see so much, and what goes with us when we see, we have to go to our grave with. Like, it's just,
Yeah, that is kind of true.
we just have to,
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody would, trust us, respect us,
Right.
if we told it all like that. And it's just, to me, it's tacky.
Right.
It's tacky telling people
Like them people at the
business.
tell-all books. Like when Kareem Stevens did hers, I was like,
Oh man, that right there.
until I saw her on that video, then I forgave her immediately. Like, Jesus, she could do that. She could write, I could have been a chapter.
But back in the
I'm
day,
just
though, that
talking.
was different. Like back in the
I'm
day, that they thought that's how
Did you
she
see
got
it though?
her
She was on that
fame.
bad boy like this. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is she a harpist?
Yeah, no, she's a talented
A
individual.
harpist.
She's got talent.
That is.
Yeah, she's got.
I don't know. I was like, listen. I
Well,
Well,
never
I
did.
do that again, Cole.
That's how she was. She was a harpist.
I think we probably need to we probably need to go ahead and get her out of here because we want to
You didn't see the video?
Yeah, I seen the video.
What the hell did we talk about this whole hour? Please tell me.
I don't know, but
We
it was
talked
great.
about
It was great.
morals, values, ethics.
I think
And
we got
playing the
one.
art. We
Not
talked
being
about
able to
musicianship. We talked about musicianship.
Not being able to contain. We're at the era. We're in the era of non-containment.
Okay.
We are.
We could leave it. We're at the era of non-containment.
That's where we are.
So how do we fix it? Or
You
do we
can't.
fix it?
It's meant
or
to
do
be
we just
limitless.
deal with it?
It's like AI. It's meant to be limitless.
Ah, okay.
It's not meant to be controlled.
I guess the only thing you can do is control what your behavior is.
That's the best
That's
you
the
can
only
do is
thing you do
control
is control.
self. And I think them feet, you do got some six-figure toes right there
I
too.
really do.
I'm gonna let them keep going. That's Melinda Santiago. That's Cole Parker. Gerard
Follow
J.
me
Case
on my
returns next
OnlyFans
week.
page, man. What's the name? It's gonna be no.
Melly toes. Not Melly toes.
Thank y'all both for being here, man. Thank you for being here as well. The Kickback Podcast. We're gonna get out of here while we still can. Be cool.
Oh my.